with outside turn and whip double outside today.
So what we talk about with the whip for the leads especially is the follower is going to go whichever direction I take my step in. So if I'm going 1, 2, 3, and on count 4, I want to make sure that my left foot is slightly, very slightly farther down track than my right foot outside the follower's shoulder. So we were setting up our 4 right there, directly out from our hip. Whether you stepped onto it directly, like I prefer to do, or whether you turned to face the follow, didn't really matter. Once we had that count 4, we talked about rotation to the right and our left foot being the count and. So when 4 and, I stepped on my 5, stepped on my 6, anchored 7 and 8. That way the follow is getting a much more compact energy down the track. It's more whippy. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, and 8. I should be able to catch on the 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, catch 6, 7, and 8.
Followers, we talked about rotation in your feet. Same thing for the leaders, actually. Rotation always comes from the standing leg. So when you practice your whip, for example, or any rotation you're going to practice, always think from my 1, I do a and. You can collect your foot if you want. You can leave it back. I don't really care as long as this turnout stays the same. So and 2, I step. Maybe I'll have more rotation with my partner. That depends on how he's leading me. Then I have and rotation. Then step 3 and 4 and whenever he redirects me, I step forward. And 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Instead of me seeing you think 1, 2 and sending the 3 like that. He says your primary direction is always down the track, then rotation. So always feel like you're pushing through your legs until you get that extra direction, then still pushing down the track. When we're starting to add rotation, we talked about looking at our partner. You could look down the track, but if he changes the angle, it's going to be more difficult to stick with him. So for now, look with your partner. So we have momentum for the whip. 1, 2, 3, and wait for him. Whenever he redirects you, you go back down the track.
When we added the rotation, we said first thing on count 4, left hand goes up. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm just taking the fingers, curling them up and through, then releasing them to get to that seat position. Generally on this one, I will actually turn to face the follow, but it is still the same if you keep the side this way and then you do the rotation. I'm doing the pivot the same to count 5, and I'm leading the left side back. So 4, 5. I'm wanting that to be rotated all the way through, and then on count 6, I'm sending the side, not the hand. The hand is attached to the side, so hopefully it will go with 6, and then we had 7 and 8. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. None of this necessary.
Followers, little detail I didn't say in class. You're in close position. Just let your arm go over your partner's arm and bring your elbow in front of you to be able to get that turn.
Anything else on that? Nope. Once we had that accomplished, we added the double outside, so we followed through with the hand to count 7. We said you must be in a closed position approximately to be able to do rotation so that this can reach behind this. So that looked like 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I followed her down the track a little bit, and then my left side has a small counter rotation on that 8 to close the follow off. Show you that from this direction once. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Followers, you're always thinking of going down the track. What's going to stop you is your frame. So just be careful when you get that rotation. If I just think of going down the track, see where my arm and my shoulders are, this is too far right now. So just keep that frame engaged. Push down the track. This is going to tell you how big or small of a step you need to do.
That was your power move. You've got a whip with double outside, very versatile move, especially when you start working on your phrasing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.